It is November 1st. We have just wrapped up the month of October. I've got my beautiful AO Lab mug, Yeti mug that my wife made for me. This is not ordered. She just made that. So anyway, we are on version 0.9 of the organization where we are focusing this month on focusing. And I'll get into that in just a little bit. But first, let's see where we got last month. Last month, we pioneered a new task opportunities section of this board, and that was fairly successful. I did a lot of experimentation in trying to communicate who we are and what we're doing in new formats. That was helpful for me, and I'm going to continue that. Let's look at the Community Bible first. We didn't complete the work here, but I'll pull up a preview. So this is by no means the final product because this is in the middle of a rework, and that's why it looks so messy right now. But here we have a Bible with different, where we're reworking the UI to facilitate shared presence better and to allow more visibility of the screen by moving the menu to be this expandable and collapsible feature set down here. And you can click on users and follow them around and stuff like that. So this is going to be a new version. So here I've got a Bible open that I can click on different verses and highlight it. And here, if I'm this user, I can click on other verses and it will highlight for this user. So this tab is pretending to be user number 2, and over here I'm pretending to be user number 1. The goal of this prototype, and once we get it to completion, the goal of this Bible is to have shared presence, so I can open up the Bible and see other people in the Bible with me. I can follow them through the Bible from passage to passage, and you can be in English, I can be in Spanish. We can have different translations supported, and it just makes presence, which is such a key aspect of discipleship and evangelism and just community, possible through the Bible itself. This is an extremely powerful tool for remote Bible studies, but it also works for in-person, and it's not ready yet, but we're reworking it, and it will be eventually. So that's the progress we made on the Community Bible. The Bible Canvas is continuing full steam ahead. This is not the latest link. Let me find that. So here we are at the start of the Bible Canvas. We're working right now on an intro experience to take people into the Canvas, show them different portions of the Bible. So here if I hit confirm, this is kind of like the intro cinematic, as it were. The goal will be to have sound and have other aspects here and introduce someone from nowhere, no context, into a 3D Bible. So we're working through that tutorial right now, and that's one of many aspects we're working on. The Bible Canvas development is a little bit haphazard because we are working on 3 different aspects simultaneously. One of our developers is working on the intro sequence. Another is working on some core features here called the tray, which we can bring the text into the canvas and do different things with it here, as you can see. Move myself over there. And then we have a different developer working on a different feature called the mind map. And so these are not currently integrated with one another. We'll integrate them soon, but it is proceeding along. So let's get back to the intro here. Well, it looks like our intro is being refactored right now, so I'll just play a short video. But here, and this is moving forward at a speed faster than what's happening, but there's going to be dialogue, there'll be an NPC, we're going to show the Bible, break it apart, do this blowout, show the books. It's going to be a whole thing, but it's not ready yet, but it will be soon. The Bible Canvas itself is a 3D environment, and this will work across all devices and services. It's going to be best experienced on a larger format device like a laptop or a computer. This will also work in virtual reality or augmented reality, and we will make it work on mobile as well as much as possible. But here the goal is right now just to get the basic features working. The basic features are the tray, where you can bring in any book of the Bible, and individual words are all bots. They're game objects. You can drag them off We can bring in 3D objects if we have them, and we can create landmark experiences, which are going to be kind of like you could think of it like a level from 3D Mario, where you could basically embed any experience you can imagine, or a version of it, in a verse of the Bible, and allow someone to explore the Bible and find whatever learning, quiz, survey, interactive experience you could imagine. They'll find that in context. And for our part, AO Lab, we will place an experience about us and who we are and what we're doing. We'll place it at our theme verse, John 17:22. May they be one as we are one. So the goal will be to make the Bible a canvas and an authoring environment to allow any Christian, any ministry, any organization to create resources and place them in the context of Scripture, and ask those they are engaging with to open up the Bible, go to that place and find that resource, and make example projects and so on and so forth. That is the current state of the state as we work on that. There's a lot more to do, and we have prototyped a bunch, and I have an erasing tool here. I can just hop in to bring stuff up and erase it and all that sort of stuff. We have a whole bunch more to do here. The goal is going to be to take the rest of this month of November and really perfect these tools as much as possible. The mind map, the landmark tool, and the trade tool. Here is the mind map tool, which is not ready yet. I'm sorry for moving my face around, and it might be a little bit distracting, but I have a lot of coffee in me, so I apologize. So here is a mind map, and I can hit enter and bring out different points and talk about them, expand and collapse these different sections, reorder it, and this is a great way to structure information. I'll be able to embed 3D experiences right here into this mind map, and then take this mind map and embed it right in a verse of the Bible as a landmark, or do other things with it. This is going to be an abstract creation tool, and then soon we'll make it so you can just make a playlist through the mind map. So you could imagine teaching some kind of theological lesson, and then embedding, saying, hey, here's the concept, we're going to walk through this, and then embed a document or a video or a survey here, and then have people kind of explore it and go through a concept from start to finish. And then as they've made it to the end of that journey, they can go back and explore other things they've missed or they want to expand their learning on. This is going to be a general feature that is going to be included in the Canvas. And all of these tools, which I won't bother to demonstrate now, but all of these will be collaborative. So you can do this with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people all at the same time. We don't know exactly what the user limit will be as to how many people start to bog down the experience and complicate how many we can support. We don't know the answer to that. We'll have to figure that out in time. But this will be inherently collaborative, and will work across all devices and services, and will work offline as well on local devices in the future. That's not super simple to do right now, but it is possible, and we will make that easier in the future. So that is the progress report as to what we've been doing. I should also mention we did nearly finalize the bookmark. There are a few more tweaks to be made here. This is going to be an experience that's embedded in a bookmark, and will also be available in the Bible at the section of Genesis 12, because this is about the context of the land of Israel, and the first time that's introduced is where Abraham is called to go to the land of Canaan, which becomes the land of Israel in Genesis chapter 12. So we're going to take this experience that you see right now and put this in Genesis chapter 12 is the plan. And this just shows you the kind of content that can be made using our framework and our approach. So a few more changes to go here, and the Canvas isn't quite ready. That's why we haven't made this available yet, because the goal is to put this in the Canvas, and the Canvas isn't finished yet, but we will incorporate this and many, many, many other things we've worked on over the last 2 years into the Canvas, where they can all find their home on the pages of Scripture. You may have questions as to what the Canvas can do, what it can't do, when will it be ready, things like that. The Discord community we have is open to you to join. We are going to just continue to focus on improving these tools, but if you have questions or if you want to help in any way, there are clear paths to do that. Just check out our community site, which is on our website, helloaolab.mycanva my.canva.site, and we're using the domain because it's free, and you can click on the community site and you can find resources there. Currently, there isn't a whole lot of hand-holding. There isn't as many example projects and guides and documentation as I would like to help onboard people into the community. I tried onboarding several people last month into the community. These were volunteers who wanted to help and participate, and that was really eye-opening to me as to how challenging that is, and that's going to cause me to create more resources and processes and playlists of information so that we can smooth out that process in the future. But what's most needed are more example projects where people can see, hey, when we say this, we mean it should look like, or at least can look like this. And if you want to take something we made and modify it, here's how you do it. That's the sort of stuff that we need to get to this next month. And that's only assuming we can first finish the current development efforts. So we are in the process of taking this next month of November and kind of going a little bit quiet, a little bit dark, as it were, where we're still not trying to promote what we're doing. We're not trying to get a huge following. We're just trying to keep developing, and the Discord community is still open to anyone who wants to join, so by all means consider joining, and that link is in the community site. But I've just learned that the more I try to onboard people into what we're doing and more I try to tell them about what we're doing, the more clear to me it is that it's just going to be better if we just make it and then show it rather than try and explain it or try and help people get involved where at this phase where it's close but not quite there. So if you have the passion to self-guide yourself into serving and onboarding yourself into this community and finding a problem to solve and then solving it, there is one path for you that is best, and that is to check out the November task opportunities. We're here in the Miro board, and you can find a link to this in the community site. I have a little guide here as to how to use this Miro board. I make these different tasks, and then I make videos underneath these tasks describing what the task is, how you could accomplish it, what might be necessary, that sort of a thing. And if you want to get involved, reach out to me, and I'd be happy to walk you through it. But for the most part, my goal isn't to onboard anyone new this month. My goal is just to make sure our development continues and that we focus on making this as good as possible, and then reevaluate at the end of November if we're ready to move on to example projects or just keep perfecting the tools and just take it as we can 1 month at a time. That is the update for the month of November from AO Lab. I am Craig Bradley, the Executive Director, which I neglected to mention at the beginning of the video. And more guides, more tutorials, more onboarding documentation, more example projects will be coming in the future. So please stay tuned. If you're all interested in seeing this ministry continue, consider donating, consider getting involved in the Discord community, consider most importantly just praying for us because we need your prayers, and please just be patient with us as we figure out how best to work with ourselves and the world and try to solve what it looks like to make tools for the global Christian church. It's going to be an ongoing journey, but as long as we have breath in our lungs, we will not give up. So thank you, and God bless.